Okay guys, hello and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so please be gentle with me. My first one today will be everything that I read in January and all of my thoughts and what I felt about them. So let's get into it. So my first book of the year was Fall With Me by Becca Mack. The Playing with Keep series, you guys, is one of my favourite series of all time. I love it so much. I love Becca Mack. I love The Found Family. You know, she just writes it so well. And Lennon and Jackson were actually one of my favourite couples that I've read about. I'd say the way they meet and then forced proximity and then roommates, that's just one of my favourite stories. And the cat, I just love Mitten so much. I just think he's so cute and I just love their little story. And yeah, this was an easy 5-star for me. It's not my favourite book of the series. I do love Unravel Me more. I just think that story is I'm obsessed with it a little bit more. But this book, I cannot fault it. 5 stars. Very easy 5 stars. And yeah, we started off the year really strong, you guys, with this book. I'm so happy. And I'm so happy this is my first one. And yeah, it was just amazing and I really loved it and I would highly recommend this series to anyone. Okay, so my second book of the year was The Locked Door by Freida McFadden. This is actually on my wrapped up TBR. So I got 12 books that I have just been put off to read, wrap them up, and then every day I just take out a little number and then that's my book of the month. So this one was January's. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I felt like it was really samey. I kind of knew what was going to happen. And this one I rated this about a 4-star, but I really think I should have rated it 3.5 because it just wasn't my favourite book of all time, and I do think I rated it just a bit too high straight after reading it. My favourite thing about Freida's books is that I don't know what's going to happen, so then when I kind of guessed it, I was a bit disappointed, and it just didn't have me hooked like all of the other ones done, and I got a bit bored. But I will say that Freida's books are probably the best ones if you want to rack up your numbers. They're really fast-paced, and they're so easy to read that I can literally do any of them within a day. They're just so good. Okay, so book number 3 was Magnolia Parks. I was so excited for this one, you guys, because I love Gossip Girl, and everyone said it's like Gossip Girl crossed with Made in Chelsea, so I was really, really excited. And I have to say I was a little bit disappointed. The characters were just really whiny and a bit annoying. The main character, I just couldn't forgive him because he just kept making mistake after mistake, knowing full well he was in love with Magnolia and then just not doing anything about it. That really wound me up. And then she was just crying about it the whole time. It's like, girl, find someone else. Get someone else. Like, he clearly doesn't like you as much as you like him. And it was just doing my head in so much. But I did also find I had a bit of like guilty pleasure when reading it because even though I was shouting the whole time, I still weirdly enjoyed it. I did give it a 3.5 because I thought I just can't stand the main characters. But I will give the series another chance. And I've heard really good things about Daisy Hates, which is one of the ones that I'm really excited for because I quite liked the little glimpse that I got of her and quite liked of what she seemed like she would be. And it seemed like it would be quite a fun thing to read. So I will give it another chance, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And I'm really annoyingly disappointed in this one. So sorry if this is one of your favorites, but I couldn't get into it as much as the others. Okay, so the next 3 books I read in January were Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. I did read them one after another. That may have been a mistake. I loved these books so much, especially, I have to say, the first 2 were 5 stars for me. Straight away, they were so easy to read, so easy to just get hooked into them. This is only my second fantasy series that I've ever read. The first one was obviously ACOTAR, which everyone loves. It was really easy to get into. This one I actually found easier to get into. It was just, the story was better and, you know, I really enjoyed the characters a lot more. However, Onyx Storm, I struggled with Onyx Storm. I'm not going to lie. I was so excited for it. As soon as I got it, I started reading it and my brain just couldn't comprehend anything that was happening. For some reason, like nothing was making sense, at least for the first half. The second half, it was then amazing, and the second half was a 5-star, so I did rate it a 4.5 overall. Yeah, I don't know how people managed to leave 2 years in between reading these because I didn't have a clue what was going on. And all these characters, I felt like there was names that just appeared that I didn't understand and I didn't know who they were. And yeah, I was just so confused. So if you managed to read this with a 2-year gap and still know what was happening, you deserve a medal because I was gone. I was so confused. But this is my favourite series of all time. I have decided that this is my Roman Empire. Everything I do now seems to be Fourth Wing themed, dragons. I've decided I want a pet dragon, and yeah, this is my hyper focus. This is all I think about. And I was so scared it was going to put me into a slump because my brain was just fried from everything that happened, especially the ending in Onyx Storm. I was just so baffled and I just needed a minute. And the last page, if you know, you know, the last page, I kept flicking back and forth because I refused to believe that that was the end of the book. And I refused to end that that's the cliffhanger that Miss Rebecca left us on, because that is mental. And I'm still thinking about it, and it's been a month. This was obviously, the first two were 5 stars, the last one was 4.5. Incredible, and I'm so glad that this is how I've started the year off, because I couldn't fault it in any way. I'm just so happy. So that leads us on to the next book of January, which was Betting on You. I just really needed a really happy, easy romance to read. I do struggle with YA a bit because sometimes it can be really cheesy and cringy, and I just can't get along with it. But Lynn Painter seems to do it really well. One of my favourites is Better Than the Movies. This one was really close second. I think I rated this 4 stars because I did still really enjoy it. It was just, it wasn't perfect 5-star, but I don't think I can name anything to fault it. It was a really good book. I love that, they met in different circumstances and then somehow bumped into each other living close together, and they both bonded on the fact that they were children of divorce, which also, as a child of divorce, that is something you do bond with other people about. It was just so good. I just loved it so much. 4-star for me. There wasn't really much depth going on with it, which I think was really important for me to read after my big brainwave of books from just before. Even if it's just to boost your reads up, I would really recommend this because it's just such a quick palette cleanser, I would say. I just really needed a good palette cleanser, and this is a perfect book to do that. Okay, so the last book of the month was Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I really enjoyed this book. It did take me a second to get into it, but once I was there, I was hooked. I love Michael. I love Rika. Yeah, this was just such a good book, and I really liked the epilogue with how everything turned out the way it did. That was one of my favourite parts of this book. That and the sauna scene. If you know, you know, that is just such a good scene for me. I really loved it. Penelope really writes those kind of scenes so well. Sometimes people try and do it and it's just not it. But yeah, she wrote that scene so well. I was really happy with it. And I was sort of giggling, kicking my feet as I was reading it. It was so good. I'm already on Kai's book. I love Kai, actually, maybe a little bit more than Michael, but I'll do that in the February video. The only one I'm not quite ready for is Damon's book. I don't think I can get there. I'm not sure if he can be redeemed. I will give it a chance because I think if he can be, I will love him, but I'm not sure if he's just there yet. And I was just so nervous to start this book because I've heard so many good things about it and the whole Devil's Night series that I was really worried I wasn't going to enjoy it. But I'm so excited for Will's book throughout it all because everyone keeps going on about how amazing Will Grayson is. And I think the power of word has really helped in this because I'm just so excited and I can't wait. And yeah, this was a 4-star for me. It wasn't the most perfect book I've ever read. I don't think it was ready for 5 stars, but I did really enjoy it, and I think I did end the month on a high. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about some of the books that I've read, if you have read them or if they're on your TBR. Let me know if you have any recommendations, especially for fantasy, because I really just want to get into fantasy this year. So let me know all of your thoughts and feelings, and we'll see you for the next video. Love you, bye.